Hello and welcome to Xbox Classics. In this installment, the game is The King of Fighters 2002, released of course in 2002, originally for the Neo Geo platform. The Xbox version is the same game, but this is on Xbox, which means that it supports up to 480p, and the load times are much faster than even on the Neo Geo cart, and the game also doesn't cost like $1,000. The King of Fighters 2002 was released alongside the King of Fighters 2003 as a combo pack for both the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. But the Xbox version has better load times, faster load times, and as well runs in 480p, which is the PS2 version does not. So let's play some of this. I'm not particularly skilled at King of Fighters games, so let's change this to easy, and let's go to single player, let's go to, I don't know, team play. King of Fighters 2002 plays as a sort of all-stars match, where you can choose King of Fighters characters from all of the past King of Fighters games. So I'm going to choose my favorites, leading Athena. I like to play as Mary, and you can choose a third. So let's go with Yuri. Okay. You can choose your enemies, so let's go with the dudes. Choose the order. I like Athena, so let's start off with Athena. Of course, as it originally was on the Neo Geo, and for the Neo Geo, the visuals are for the most part, that of the Neo Geo, as opposed to something that's built from the ground up for, the HD platforms. Or, I'm sorry, not HD platforms, but, the newer platforms at the time. The sprites have a, the definite low poly count to them, when they're just, sprites. That was a very stupid thing to say, I apologize for that. What I mean by that is the sprites, look very, 16-bit, and that's because they are. This is not a game that's, built with, built for the PS2 or Xbox. It doesn't really take advantage of the hardware that much. What you get here is a game that is, classic, and it plays classic and looks great too. There goes Athena.
Are you ready?
SNK were pretty lazy, with recycling character sprites, almost as much as Capcom was, throughout the years, with the various Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter or all those games. You use exactly the same sprites. The translation to the Xbox works very good. You can use either the analog stick or the D-pad to move around. It's not like some collections allow only the D-pad. The Neo Geo had 4 face buttons, and the Xbox has 4 face buttons. You can also use the black and white buttons for additional moves. As it's sort of an all-stars game, King of Fighters 2002 is a bit unbalanced compared to some of the others. And, of course it has, an absolutely absurdly powerful end boss. Because it wouldn't be a King of Fighters game without that.
Are you ready?
Round one, fight! You King! You King! Ha! Ha! You King!
But you.
Round two, fight!
You know, it seems to me that Mary and the Dead or Alive series, what's her face? What's her character? The American wrestling girl, Tina. They're basically the same character. Although I don't remember ever Tina doing that.
Round three, fight!
As fighting games go, you know, I find that the King of Fighters games are all pretty much the same, so I don't have a particular favorite year of the King of Fighters. They're all pretty much, you know, identical, except for like the really early ones. King of Fighters 94, 95. Those ones are a bit too basic for me. Oh, these guys.
No problem! Round one, fight!
It's the bitch slap attack. Yuri's attacks are somewhat amusing to me. I'm sort of, you know, not really a big King of Fighters fan, but I do like the games, and I do agree that they are, you know, probably some of the most impressive games on the Neo Geo hardware. Even though I own a Neo Geo, I don't actually own any King of Fighters games. For the most part, they tend to go for absurd prices.
Are you ready?
Therefore, I like to play them, you know, on the Xbox or one of the other consoles. But playing King of Fighters, you know, definitely takes me back in the days when, you know, I would go to arcades as a kid and see the Neo Geo cabinets in arcades and be like, there'd always be a King of Fighters game in every single one I looked at. There was a lot of competition for fighting games, you know, and I used to be, you know, more of a fan of the Capcom fighters than the Neo Geo SNK fighters, but I do like what's on offer here. 2002 has a certain speed to it that, you know, has gotta love it. It's definitely flashy. Well, anyway, that'll about do it for this video, so thanks for watching, guys. Next time I'll show King of Fighters 2003, so stay tuned. Her name is Whip.